Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have an absolutely epic Floowandereeze deck profile for you guys. So Flunderies, this is a brand new deck that came out in Burst of Destiny, and in my opinion, it is a very powerful tier 1 contender. I'm sure you guys heard this from a ton of other people already, but this deck is very good. Now, the thing is, it can be interrupted with hand traps such as Valor or Imperm and stuff like that, but I do believe that with the right list, you are able to play all of those, through all of those, and just continue playing in your opponent's turn, obviously, and that's why I really like this list. So without further ado, be sure to smash like and comment down below what you guys think of my take on the Flunderies deck, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so first off, you're earning double copies of Empin. Empin on summon searches you a Flunderies spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, and then you're allowed to normal summon a monster immediately after that resolves. Now, this effect is very powerful because you can search for the trap card Flunderies in the Dreaming Town, which is my goal with the deck. Now, Flunderies in the Dreaming Town. Dreaming Town is just an incredibly powerful card, letting you basically redo your whole turn 1 board on your opponent's turn and add an extra 2 very powerful floodgate interruptions such as Barrier Statue or even Raza whenever you want. So in my opinion, that is very powerful. Next up, we have, also, fun thing to mention, Empin is incredibly powerful because of also the effect where if it's tribute summoned and in your monster zone, the opponent cannot activate effects of special summon monsters they control that I believe are link monsters or something like that. I don't even fully remember. But it also has a quick effect where you can banish a card from your hand, and then your opponent's monster's current attack and defense become halved until the end of the turn. So Empin is a very good card. Now, onto the best card in the deck. We are running triple Flunderies and Rabina. Rabina is very good. Basically, on summon, it lets you search for a level 4 lower winged beast monster, and then it gives you an additional normal summon for a winged beast. With this, it doesn't restrict you to Flunderies, so you can also search for a barrier statue with this, or even DD Crow in your opponent's turn. It is a very powerful card, and you want to see this as much as possible. This by itself snowballs a ton, and that's why this deck can generate so much advantage. Next up, we're running triple copies of Flunderies and Eglin. Eglin is a very good card. It's basically Rabina, the exact same effect, just instead of searching 4 lowers, it searches 7 or higher winged beasts. Now with Eglin, we search either Raizo, Apex Avian, or our Empin. In our turn, we will be searching the Empin most of the time, but in our opponents, we will be searching either Avian or Raizo. Raizo is a very powerful card, but so is Avian, so it's really up to the scenario. 3 and 3, very standard in my opinion, very mandatory for the deck to operate. 1 copy of Stree. Stree isn't nearly as good as the rest, same thing with Toucan. Both of these are good cards, but you don't want to have more than one. They're really just as extenders and more resources to play the deck with. Now, 1 and 1, I don't think you need anymore. 1 copy of Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I know some people aren't running this, but I do think it adds an extra, push to the deck because it's very powerful and you can search it and then you just combo with it. By combo, I mean normal summon it in your opponent's turn. And the deck never special summons, literally, so it really doesn't hurt you at all. In my opinion, 1 copy of Stormwinds is very powerful, especially because you can search it and stuff. 1 copy of Mist Valley Apex Avian. This is literally just a winged beast negate that you're able to search, and to go with that, we have the objectively better card, 1 Rise of the Mega Monarch. This card's wording is all over the place, but bear with me for a second. So basically, you can summon the Rise by either attributing 1 tribute summon monster, or just obviously 2 monsters. So usually you will be tributing 2 monsters, and then all the Flunderies cards float in the banished back to your hand, so you really are just getting follow-up by tribute summoning, which is very powerful. And then it can target a card on the field and in either player's graveyard, and then it basically bounces the card on the field to the top of the deck and then returns the card in the graveyard to the hand, which is really cool. You can target your own Flunderies in your graveyard to add it to your hand, and then or your opponent's Outlook in their graveyard to add it to their hand if you want to do that for some reason. And additionally, just put a card back to the deck, which is a very powerful effect. Raza is a very good card. 1 copy of Dogmatika, Ecclesia the Virtuous. This card is cool in the deck, and I really do like it because it lets you combo with cards like Nadir's Servant, and with Nadir, you're actually able to send Shureg, and then if you have one banished already, then you can just search DD Crow with Shureg because of its effect with Nadir's Servant, which is pretty cool. You have a ton of free extra deck space because you literally never use the extra deck, so you might as well be running this package. Next up, we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring to go with our 3 copies of DD Crow. DD Crow is incredibly important because it is searchable with Rabina, and you will be searching this quite a bit in your opponent's turn. This is amazing in the mirror match, and so on. It's just a very good card in general. Next, we have double Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. Now, with Phantasme, you can actually sub this out for either 2 Valor or 2 Imperm. They're both very powerful cards in this format, in addition to Phantasme, but also Effect Negation is very powerful because your opponent, also you'll see your Rabina getting Impermed or something overwhelming a lot, but it's fine because you can play through that. On to the spell cards, you have triple copies of Nadir Servant. Obviously, Nadir Servant is incredibly powerful, being able to send any card from your extra deck to search for your Ecclesia from deck or grave to hand. Ecclesia just searches you for another interruption, being punishment, by the way, which is really, really cool. And Nadir Servant is just an incredible card, and you should be running this card in this deck. It just gives it an extra push that you do want to have. Triple Pot of Prosperity to go with our double Pot of Duality. Now, you do need this card in the deck, in my opinion. It's either this or Extravagance, because the deck can be a bit bricky, but with cards like this, it really improves the consistency because you really only need one card to combo, and that's Rabina or Eglin in that sense, which is very, very good. Next up, we have one copy of Terraforming to go with our 3 copies of Flundereeze and the Magnificent Map. Now, this card is just incredible, and let me tell you guys why. Basically, in your main phase, you can reveal a Flundereeze card in a monster in your hand, and then banish a card from a different name directly from the deck, and then you're able to normal summon the revealed monster. And why this is cool is all of them float in the banished, so once you banish them, you can just add them back to your hand, and you're able to get the additional normal for them, which is very, very nice. And this doesn't even use up your normal summon. I can't speak today. Your normal summon, and gives you an additional one, so you do still have the normal summon of the turn. I'm saying normal way too many times. Additionally, when your opponent normal summons a monster, you're also able to normal summon a Flundereeze monster, which, in case you don't know, that's basically full combo for this deck. Your normal summon is your whole turn. Next up, you have triple copies of Flundereeze and the Dreaming Town. Now, the Dreaming Town is a very powerful card, and I think it's very underestimated for all the people running one copy. I think you should want to draw this, and you do want to search it if you don't have it. This card's incredibly powerful and lets you get 2 additional interruptions or more in your opponent's turn, which is very, very good. And I do think that this card is a 3 of, not to mention being a quick effect Book of Moon in the graveyard, which is just absolutely incredible. I believe that this card should be a 3 of in any Flundereeze deck. Triple copies of Dogmatika Punishment. Punishment's just a good card, obviously. I don't think I need to explain that. Onto the extra deck, we just have a ton of stuff that doesn't matter. 1 copy of Titanic Clad, 1 Fossil Warrior Skull Knight. We have double End Test over to Send, 1 copy of Adagnister, Wind Pegasus. Obviously, this is good with that. 1 copy of Zeus, 1 copy of Downer and Magician. Both of these cards are obviously good. You don't make them a lot in this deck, though. 1 Sylvan Princess Sprite. We have 1 copy of Lyreless Recital Starlink to go with our 1 copy of Assembled Nightingale. And finally, 1 Ensemble Robin. You have a ton of level 1s in the deck. You can overlay into these very easily. 1 Kikangashi Fucho. This card is pretty underrated, and you can make a Zeus really easily with it. And then for the last 3 cards, 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Tri-Brigade Frigid, the Baron Blossom, and finally we have 1 copy of Shureg. As I said, you can search DD Crow with this card, which is really, really cool. Onto the side deck, triple Jewel, triple Nibiru, and triple Lightning Storm, triple Tactics, because a lot of people will be going hand-trapping you for stuff like that, and finally triple Evenly Matched, just for when you're going second. That's basically it for the deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash like and comment down below what you guys think of the deck. Of course, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and I will appreciate it a ton, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright, guys. Peace.